guys, it is 11:08 a.m. on Thursday, the 164th day I'm doing this. Here is your daily dose of hope. And a thought that came to me, ironically, a quote that came to me after I took my walk and I listened to health meditation on the way there and then a morning thing on the way back. I did something different. Instead of going straight inside, I went to my patio because the weather's beautiful. And I had made a coffee but put protein powder in it. And I said, just sit out here at least until your coffee's done. Like, why not? You know? And anyway, the quote that I thought would be a really good kind of rule for me is if I'm feeling attacked by a thought, I'm going to say something like, this thought is trying to bully me, and then write down the thought. Because I'm acknowledging what is, affecting me, but I'm not attaching to it. It's like, this thing is trying to control me right now. Because I'm learning more and more about the brain and like the structure of it and how it works. And, some acceptance needs to happen on my part that my initial programming is all destructive. So my brain, if I don't actively put new inputs in, it will default to destructive, self-destructive, right? And because I always imploded and never exploded, it can be very misleading because people are like, oh, she's doing fine. It's like, no, I'm killing myself, because I refuse to take it out of other people, but I am taking it out on myself, and that needs to matter too. So anyway, I was, I have a little patio and I was sitting there looking at the clouds and I was like, oh, it's 11:11. And I was like, wow, like I woke up at 4 a.m. and one of my new rules is whenever you wake up, if it's earlier than you would like, turn on a meditation. Do not get bullied to get up at 4 a.m. This is just me talking to myself, my particular situation, obviously. Because the reality is, if I force myself to get up to 4 a.m., now I'm just adding 2 more hours. Like, it's not a sustainable thing, is my point. And it really is like, why would I let myself ultimately get bullied by a traumatic memory or thought? But I also, because my brain, right, is going to the default as I'm working to rewire, which I learned it takes 63 days. It does not take 21 days, right? Like I said, if I wake up and I'm in that liminal state, so I'm very, very vulnerable and, suggestible, that is not the time to be alone with my thoughts, which aren't my thoughts. It's the programming, right? So I told myself, maybe 5 seconds, I was like, oh, and then I went, hey, turn on a meditation. Keep your eyes closed. If that meditation, turn on another thing. Turn on another thing. Fill it with the good. Don't push yourself out of bed at 4 a.m., And it was like, it really felt like I was like fighting back, which is what I need to do. So, the facts are I've done multiple meditations because almost out of necessity, because I told myself the rule is you're not getting out of bed unless you're choosing to get out of bed. But if you're feeling like the anxiety and the thoughts are pushing you out of bed when you desperately need to rest, we're not doing that anymore. We're standing up to this, So I did all that. And then I was still really tired. Got up with my daughter as always. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to take my walk. And I'm proud of myself because I listened and my body was like, not yet. And I thought, actually, that's okay. We don't have to go. Like, I'm really trying to not do the hustle thing because right now my body needs care and gentleness. But at the same time, if I don't do things for myself when I have time, my responsibilities aren't lessening, So then it's like, I just don't count. And we're trying to work really hard, meaning I'm trying to work really hard on saying, I matter too. Like, that's why, I'm seeing how the health issues are a real, lesson and blessing of a wake up call of like, you take excellent care of your daughter and you make sure, like, you do all these things for her every day, which is great. And she's absolutely thriving. Where are you in that though? And I also realized that I want to have energetic boundaries. So I'm still working on this because, again, it's the programming is the opposite, and that's been, since as long as I can remember, and that's the strongest programming. But anyway, it's like, if I don't have control over it, then I don't have to feel guilty for it. I'm feeling guilt for what other people are doing. That's not empathetic. That's martyr, or that's like self-destructive is my point. So, another thing I thought of, which I'm actually really excited about, is as far as like cleaning up, it's not even necessarily it's like a huge mess or anything, but I really need and want to feel a sense of progress every day. I don't like this idea of a whole day is just, during my time is just wasted and then I still have responsibility. Like, that, to me, that's not a fulfilling, that's not a, I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I am going to put like 20 items on my dining room table, which is very small. And I'm going to tell myself, your job is just to deal with those 20 items a day. And there's something about that that's really unlocking the resistance and like the overwhelm, because there's something, I don't know exactly what it is. It doesn't actually matter. And just know that it's like working. Something about that very specific space, right? Like, and I'm actually putting the items as I find them on there. So I'm not having to walk around the whole house, like get distracted, all that. It's like, okay, your focus is the dining table, but I know there's only 20 items on there. So it just feels very doable. And, which is really important to me, is to gain traction. I'm always trying to gain traction. Is I know that if I do that even for 5 days, that's 100 items that are dealt with. Whether I can perceive a difference or not, it's the truth, right? And it's just so much more concrete, immediate gratification, and extended, than saying, okay, pick up the living room. It's like, that's so abstract. I'm still trying to figure out even where things might go. My daughter keeps bringing home things. It just becomes this like losing battle, and it's like, I know there's people who are just like, I just don't even care. That's awesome if you don't care. If it doesn't bother you. It does bother me. Because it makes me feel like no matter what effort I put in, it's just going to get sabotaged. And I'm not okay with that, So it just comes back to always like, what can I do? And that's something I can do. And even if she's like talking or she's doing her homework or something, I can tell myself, okay, you have 10 more, like tell myself you have 10 more items to deal with or whatever it is. It just feels very doable, is my point. And obviously over time, that's going to handle a lot of items, even if it's like papers, right? If it's 20 papers for the whole day, I can pick up one piece of paper. It's all in the same spot. So I'm excited about it, which is all that actually matters. And I drank a cup of coffee and I put some protein powder in it. And I'm tired because I took my walk, but that's a good reason to be tired, is my point, So anyway, I love you guys. I don't know what I said because I just try my hardest to just speak from my heart. But I just want to say, you are the sky. You were here yesterday. You're here today, and you will be here tomorrow, and you deserve to be here every single day. My hidden pictures thing, I haven't had a chance to like color that in yet, but I'm reminding myself, okay, that's why we're building in these boundaries and everything, so you can make progress on that. my soul refuses to just go down without a fight, you know? And so I'm fighting the good fight every second, because I'm just not going to be, as far as what's in my possible power, I'm not going to be a statistic. I'm not going to just give up or, you know, take it out on someone, or, you know, it's like, why? It's not what I want to do, so I'm not going to do that. And, you know, you see how society or certain people or whatever tries to almost bowl you over with demands. And it's like, we have to put our foot down and say, you know, I'm going to do what is most important first. and then go from there. And the only way to be able to think and problem solve is to carve out time and space and to get sleep. You know, like, you can't do it otherwise. And the solutions you come up with when you're, you know, strung out are not going to be really effective ones anyway. So anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day.